Welcome back, everybody, onto the Departures Travel Show. And we would like to welcome our very esteemed guest, Soran Prasad from Go Away Travel. And Soran's going to take us through some wonderful journeys all about independent travel tonight. So please take it away, Soran.
Great, thank you. Well, I'm just going to start. I am based here in Vancouver in Western Canada. I'm going to talk a little bit about Go Away, who we are, what we kind of book, and why Departures books us all the time. So I'm going to start real briefly, just to give you a bit of company history, because that's always important. The picture here, that's our owner and founder, Bruce Hodge. He's actually Australian, but he's Canadian now, but he came in mid-60s, and he started the company Go Away Travel in the 70s. Small at that time, he then got married to Claire Hodge, who also works for the company. A few years later, he had 2 children. And why I'm telling you that, because his children, Bronwyn and Adam, also work for Go Away Travel. And as you can see, 1970s when he started. So this is our golden year, our 50th anniversary. So what we're going to do, we're going to move some of our 50th anniversary celebration into our 51st year. What Go Away is known to do is specialized long haul itineraries. So I sell everything outside of North America. And I'll kind of go just the key top destinations or countries that we sell. Another important thing, again, we're a Canadian company. We have an office of 30 plus employees in Vancouver. Toronto is 100 plus. We have an office in Sydney in South Pacific, 50 plus employees, and Los Angeles. So we sell quite a few to the US as well. So we're quite a large company. But all of our business comes from our travel partners, the travel agents. I'll skip the next little point, but it just shows we're part of a lot of memberships with associations with the travel. So we fully are binded. Now we have customized FIT. So what that means is fully independent tours. It just means we customize the air, the transfers, the hotel, all tours. We can customize anything to your budget and your time frame. The another important thing is we're 24/7 customer service. That just happened 3 years ago. So when you're in destination and a flight's delayed, our ground operators that we use in destination, they act as if they're Go Away employees. So you're always taken care of in all of our 101 countries that Go Away sells. Airlines, we have over 200 airline contracts. So if you're looking for a specific airline, I know the travel consultants at Departures, they will can book the air for you. We sell, again, over 200 scheduled air contracts. And groups only division, I'll talk a bit more about that. Here's a little map. So it just shows you where Go Away flies to. So as you can tell, North America, we don't sell North America, not yet. That could change. So we sell everything outside of North America, with the exception, I do Hawaii. I do Hawaii mostly when it's a stopover onto the South Pacific. And I do Mexico City, Yucatan Peninsula, and some long stays in the southern part of Mexico. These are all of our brochures out. Some might be in your offices, Kathy's, but if not, we can mail them out to you. Now, you might have to wait till July to mail out, but the best way to look at these brochures, you can visit them e-brochure online. The only ones that were not printed is Asia and the UK, Europe. The current Asia book in UK, it's still valid, and you can see them on our website. So these are all brand new. So we're pretty much touch on each continent. So I'm gonna take you through what kind of trip styles we do. Tailor-made itineraries, that means customize, groups travel. We can just do air only, but a lot of our bookings that Go Away does do is land only. And key thing, I know you listened to some other great suppliers on earlier cruises. I do small cruises, but what I do best is they call it pre and post. Pre, so be prior to your cruise and even after. So I'm gonna name a port like Lima, Peru, Cape Town, Dubai. I sell all of those. And you find, I mean, when Departures book their clients, with you guys, if you're going to go that far, you're going to probably take a few days to experience the destination. Because let's face it, at a port, you can't really go beyond the mountain because you're usually there for the day. So that's where we come in and do a lot of the air, the transfers, and the land. Small group departures, we also do that as well. Travel trends, let's talk a bit about this. Now, a lot of these travel trends, we took them, there we go, from earlier this year and last year, but again, a lot of this will continue into 2021. So Australia, down under is our number one division. It's probably because Bruce Hodge is Australian, but the South Pacific, I can confidently say Go Away is the number one tour operator in Canada. I know we're in the top three or top four. We won awards in the States too. So we're quite a large company when it comes to South Pacific in Australia for a North American company. And remember, we have an office in Sydney, full-time employees. One of the programs I also want to talk about is called Live Like a Local. And what that is more of a long stay program. We're finding when people go to Australia, it is a repeat destination, Australia or New Zealand. Sometimes they might go visit friends and family. Some might have done a cruise, but they want to go back and go to Ariel's Rock. But on the last, the last week or two, they want to do a long stay by a beach. So what that long stay Live Like a Local is we provide accommodation, a self catering. It's kind of like apartment style, but still has a pool. Location is key, close to restaurants and activities and beach. So any of those Live Like a Local programs, you do have them throughout a lot of countries. The next division that we have is Africa and the Middle East. So Middle East, we've seen a lot of growth in the up to the coming year. So this year in this brochure, which just launched just before winter, we launched Petra and Egypt and Jordan. Sorry, I shouldn't say we launched it. We had it before, but we increased the itineraries and it made it more interesting. And the reason why is because of feedback we get from you guys, the consumer. So we have an 8-day Israel Odyssey that we're going to have it for 2021. East Africa is another popular one. So East Africa, when people go to East Africa, it's all about safari. I was very blessed enough to go to Kenya and I loved it. I want to go back. But when people do Kenya, depending on the budget and the time frame, they tag on Tanzania. Because remember, you have a lot to see and these animals are constantly moving. East Africa, the most popular time to go is during migration. And migration is from June till September. That's when you'll see the animals from Kenya. They've just moved down south into the crater into Tanzania. Some people say it's like LA traffic because you can just see them. And if you're lucky, I don't know if it's been luck, you might see a lion go in and grab its dinner. When I went in November during the low season. So of course we sell off season. That's when it's cheaper. But I still was very lucky and blessed to see all the big five in Kenya. South Africa is my number one country I sell in the African continent. It's also in our top 5 countries that we sell at Go Away. South Africa and other South African countries, Zimbabwe and Botswana. Why South Africa is so popular? Because you get your safari, you get your beach, you get your wine. Wine's important, and you get a bit of culture. So you get a bit of everything in South Africa, and it's quite affordable when you're in South Africa because of the dollar, the rand. It is a long ways to go, but everyone that says it's a long ways to go, but when they come back, they just rave and how much they loved South Africa. It's a foodie destination as well. We have quite a bit of exclusivities in the north for the African continent. In Zimbabwe, we have a small group tour, the rediscovery for 13 days. And then we have the 7-day classic tour, which takes us to the highlights of Namibia. Unique experience. We also have the Harley tour and the rhino tracking opportunities, Royal Livingstone Express, visiting the Louvre in Abu Dhabi. I got to see that 2 years ago and it's quite beautiful. Actually, absolutely amazing. Moving on to Europe. So, remember I mentioned Down Under division is our number one division. Europe is kind of new for Go Away. We sold it in the past, but we really focused on selling Europe. We started this program 3 years ago and it's now number 2. And I think a lot of the reason why, if you look at my little slide there, 40% of international travelers are from North America. So it's a big growth. I'm already seeing bookings. Again, a lot of new bookings. They're slowly coming in for 2021. New again because of the feedback that we receive from our clients from our customers. Self-drive through Sweden with an electric Tesla car. That's kind of fun. New for our globe trotting. Food and wine is everywhere. Food and wine is quite important, depending on what you like. If you're a hiker, soft adventure. I'm not really that adventurous. I like to kind of sit on a bus and let the tour guide talk, but I like to eat and drink wine. We can customize any little detail for you. Remember, I mentioned Live Like a Local or the long stay program. We have a very strong program in Portugal, Spain, and Malta. Now, if there's other parts of Europe and other countries that you're thinking of seeing, even a 1 week or a 2 week in a self-catering property, let us know. We again, remember I mentioned we can customize everything. Rail packages, that's the best way to travel throughout Europe, more economical and a great way to see Europe. Private guided tours, we can do this as well. Private guided, there is a little bit price tag to it, but it's quite popular with Going. Destinations. As you know, if you're going to Europe or even in South Pacific or Africa, a lot of you folks will add another country because they're so close. And within Europe, airfare is quite affordable too. And if not airfare, you can take rail or do a self drive, depending where you are. Family multi generation, I think that's always a new trend, always coming up um, in the travel industry. Oh, Central and South America. So another popular a country that Go Away sells is Peru. Again, it's in my top five. Peru by far is my number one in this division, followed by Ecuador, Galapagos. So Galapagos, every year we see quite a steady growth. This year we added more ships. So the ships that we sell in the Galapagos are not the big mega ships. They're more smaller. The big, some of them are 20, 50 or 100 passengers. So depending again on your budget, what you can do, we can offer you. There's this luxurious yacht that you can sell. Again, you have to book in advance because they're smaller ships. We also offer overnight stays in the Galapagos. There's one that always catches my eye. It's called the Magic Camp, where you can overnight in Galapagos, and the next day, I mean, it's like a safari with tortoise, but and these tortoises, they just kind of move their head up and they take the photo. I mean, they're used to humans. It's definitely a place on earth that you have to go see. You're going to see unique animals. Sorry, I talk too much because I get so excited about Galapagos. It's another trip where I need to go. Peru, I'll mention real quickly. Love Peru. I've been very lucky enough to go there twice. Machu Picchu is definitely a destination where you must go. And keep in mind, departures travel, they'll let the things you need to know before you travel. One thing with Peru and even Galapagos, sometimes you're higher level altitude. So things like that, we can always educate you on and tell you what you need before you travel. That's all of us that we can do. When our team that we have of our specialists, they've been to a lot of these destinations. They sell it 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So they know these countries better than I do. So you are truly with a specialist. Asia, we have 26 countries we sell. I'm going to mention two countries. Thailand is my number one seller, followed by Japan. So as you know, the Olympics are going to postpone it till next year. But Japan, my goodness, it used to be like our number six, and it just shot up to number two. It's very close right behind Thailand. Japan is a high repeat destination as well. So if you went to Japan a few years ago, you might go back. And I think the reason why, well, the feedback that I get, people are so friendly, it's easy to get around. The Japanese are very proud of their country. They say if you lose a wallet, you probably get it back within an hour. And they're just so proud. It's also very easy. Once you figure out the train system, it's very easy to travel. I mentioned private touring. We do it through most of our destinations, countries that we sell. The only thing I will suggest, private touring is not common in Japan because it's very, very expensive. The tour guides are government funded, so they're government employees. So it's about $500 a day, and you can do it with the local, the tour guide with on the bus. But I'll mention this, and probably the other suppliers mentioned it too. One thing, safety is number one priority. I will mention this. All of our ground operators that we use in all of our countries, the bus, the cleanliness, masks, all that is being used. They're taking protocol for everything. And we're only partnered up with high reputable companies in destination as well. Just want to let you guys know. Unique experiences, I always like the tuk tuk or the tuk tuk. That's very popular in Thailand. I took it in Vietnam as well. Cambodia, there's quite a few countries that we sell. But just to mention, Thailand is one of my most popular one. I'm going to go back to Thailand. One thing is also to remember for Thailand, it is another high repeat destination because the country is so diverse. Where if you were in the northern part, say Chiang Mai, and you want to go to Chiang Rai, which is in the north, but on the other side, east side, you can go back even to the beaches. It's not just Phuket that you go see. There's so many other regions of these beaches, and the landscape is quite diverse as well. So it's a very um, uh, a repeat destination and quite affordable and high end luxury. Mentioning luxury, a lot of Go Away product that we sell is 4 to 5 star and higher. The demographic that Go Away sells is 50 to 55 plus. That's the majority of my bookings that we sell. Again, we take any bookings. Where we get the youngins is the Tahiti and the Maldives. That's more for the honeymooners. Um, for the idyllic islands division, this is all of my countries that we sell that are standalone where we sell as an island. Greece and Croatia is part of this lineup. This used to be our number 5, 6 seller. It's shot up to like in the top 2 and 3. So Greece and Croatia, we do quite well. More couples that Go Away sells. We do little small barge cruises as well in a lot of our destinations. Mini cruises is quite popular in Croatia. Maldives in the past, I've been with Go Away 5 years. So yeah, third and fourth year, it just keeps going up. It's popular. Maldives is quite popular when you pair it up with France. There's a flight from Paris to Mali, which is in Maldives, and Dubai, India, Mumbai, and Sri Lanka. So when people do Maldives, we're finding we're getting a bit more because you can do all inclusive there. So I get the question, what's the difference between Maldives and Tahiti? Because they both have that unique overwater bungalow or overwater villa. This picture here is of Tahiti. And the reason why I know that, because you get the landscape of the mountains. Maldives is all flat. They're all atolls, which they're all flat land. The major difference is you can do all inclusive in the Maldives and in Tahiti. You usually sell a breakfast plan, but it's a bit more expensive. You do a lunch and dinner in Tahiti. It is a bit more expensive, and the reason why it is in the middle of nowhere, so a lot of things are imported into Tahiti. The other difference with Tahiti, you're going to get that cultural experience of French Polynesian and the landscape. And you have to be island hop because to go to Moorea, first you land in Tahiti, the main island, the younger island, and then a lot of people will take the ferry over to Moorea, and then of course you go to the beautiful Bora Bora, which is this photo, because you have to island hop to see the beautiful landscape of the country. Now, Maldives, you just get one resort and you do nothing. I shouldn't say that. I did lots. I ate lots, and I just spent 8 hours just in the ocean. A lot of snorkeling. You'll have something to do. And the best sunsets, yeah, pretty much in Tahiti and the Maldives. Sorry, I talked too much. There's other destinations we sell. We sell Fiji, Cook Islands, Bali. There's quite a few of idyllic islands that Go Away does sell. Moving on to groups. So we're finding a new trend. We're finding for 2021 is we're doing smaller groups. We're not doing the big, large groups. We're doing the 10, 15 packs, passengers. And we're finding two households are booking together because they know each other. So they want to travel together if it's two families or multi-generations. The other popular one, and I think Kathy Scott will agree, women's only groups. Women, a lot of the women will leave their husbands at home. And it's not because they want to. The husband's like, no, you go with the girls. Because women I don't know, we're walkers. We like to explore. We're foodies. We want to experience the culture. So we're finding a big increase, more and more women's only group, singles, name it, any type of group that you want, culinary, faith groups. If you're a golfer, we can do pre-tea times depending on the country. It's quite popular for, I do quite a bit in South Africa. It's quite popular for golfs, and with the combination of food and of course tourist attractions. So again, that's growing even more. Our groups division, the nice thing is head office for groups is in Vancouver, so on our time zone. But we have, again, our groups team, all of our res team, they're all quite senior. No one's younger than 5 years at the company. So okay, well, you can see it on the screen there. Dubai is quite popular, Greece, Italy, Spain, South Africa, Bali, and of course, Australia and New Zealand. Let's go into the next. I think I'm getting close to the end, so I can take your questions. Globetrotters, we have a lot of sample itineraries. I know on departures, they can put all these sample itineraries, but there's a lot, over hundreds of itineraries that you can have a look at. Now we find on the itineraries that we give, maybe it's a very small percentage that people book exactly what's on that itinerary. You have a look at it, and what we do, you then call departures travel, and we tweak it. So if you want, like, hey, I like this, but I want to upgrade my hotel to a 4-star, and I want to do more culinary experience, but I want to do 2 days of nothing. We can do day by day itinerary, what type of meals you want, all that customized for you. That's what I think one of the strong things that Go Away does do, customize whatever you like. And we have strong suggestions too, because even if you might think you might want to do something, our res staff, they're very good and will tell the travel consultants, like, hey, I suggest you do this because this makes more sense. It's more economical. You're going to save time and you're going to experience this more. So I talk about our res staff because they always make things look good because they're so great. This is just, I want to let you know, 50 years of celebration. It's quite exciting. I think we're one of the oldest Canadian companies in travel. So I think it's quite a big deal with the same owner, and it's going to just get transferred over to the kids, Browan and Adam, who are also working at the company. 50th celebration. That concludes just the end of our presentation. Just a little profile about Go Away. If anyone has any questions, I don't know if, ladies, if there's any questions or if there's in the chat, please let me know.
I have a comment for you, Soran. I had the privilege of hosting one of, as you said, one of my women's groups last year, and we did Argentina and Chile, and we had just a magical time. And
I remember I followed you on Facebook. It was amazing. Images, wow.
Yeah, it was, and we were, of course, there during the Chilean issues, but it was actually a really magical time to be there. We learned so much about the history and the political situation of the country, and it was so much more in depth than I expected. But we were well taken care of, felt very safe, had wonderful guides, and I definitely will be going again. So we'll do that. We'll do that same tour, and we always do a little tweak or two, of course, every time. But really loved the little boutique hotel in Santiago. That was magical, and loved the hotel again in Buenos Aires. So great choices, and actually all the properties were really good. We were really pleased with. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and nice that it works when it works, right? So good. Kathy, did you have any questions?
No, I don't think so. I think Soran and I already spoke, and I think doing one of the boat tours, doing a family boat tour in Croatia or Greece, I think would be really great. Lots of fun, and of course going back down to Tahiti is always good.
There's catamarans that you can do, small catamaran boats where it's 20, you can buy out the whole boat. So there's a lot of flexibility that we can do. Not everything's in our brochure and our website because it's so diverse, but that's one thing we can always ask our ground operators to customize. That's very unique what we can do at Go Away.
Right, perfect. So something that we would never think of doing. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Good.
Well, thank you so much, Soran, for joining
you.
us. Yeah, always great to see you, and can't wait to see you in person.
Yes. Yeah, I can't wait. I love the island. You guys know that. I always make sure I try to get there at least 4 times a year.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No, and we
uh,
appreciate your support. Yeah, I mean, Departures, you've been selling a lot of Go Away for many years, and we have a preferred agreement. So that's really important with the partnership that we have. So, yeah,
yeah,
no, thank you so much.
Thanks again.
thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Soran.
Bye.
So we're really excited to, next week, we're going to be featuring something really unique and different. Kathy?
Yeah,
Mark?
next week we have Uncruise Adventures coming on, and which I think is perfect for where we are now in travel. So
Yeah, they're great. They're unplugged and smaller and very much almost more of an expedition with a luxury twist. So looking forward to that. So
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. So we're going to sign off, and we hope that we will see you next week when we feature. It'll be back to 4 o'clock next week, and on next Thursday we'll see you live at 4 o'clock on Facebook. Thank you.
Thanks. Enjoy Tofino.